noticed that when my father died, it was raining, and then coming here today, this climate change stuff, it was also raining. So that's it's nice. My father, his death was not easy. He had a few bad days, and when he was losing, the Parkinson's was moving up, and he was losing a lot of, couldn't speak very much, and but we were playing this song, and Edith Piaf, who was someone who he really loved, and so he was sitting there as best he could, singing this song, mumbling because he couldn't speak right, and tears were coming out of his eyes, and no regrets. That was a little louder. Yes. I can hear that song. I think I can hear it. Just imagine him singing that song in his bed. He can hardly move. Yes. And he said, I've done it all. I've done everything. I wanted to make sure that was he would be left to that. His personality, a lot of you run into it, is like a puppy dog. He is cute, and he is lovable, and he expects to get love in return. And we were poor. That's my memories of before he came into my life. It was we were poor. We didn't eat. We didn't have enough food sometimes. And I was desperate as a little kid. This whole idea about being a man and a man was a male. I saw this. I don't know what this is all about, but it sure seems darn important in this world. And I hadn't a clue. I was afraid. There was times when, I thought I would be taken away from my mother because of people with clipboards, because we were that poor, and people brought us food, and it was a scary time for me, and having to take care of my brothers and sisters as a little tiny guy without a clue as to what it was all about. And he came as he did not come as a savior, a stoic savior. Here I am giving you this stuff. It came like, here's some people to play with. Here's some these kids were just more people to play with. That was such a wonderful role model for me as a male. I have certainly screwed up, and I made a lot of bad decisions, and I have regrets. But the best in me, the things that I don't regret at all, I got from my father. And I could, he saved me. That's what I've done with my life. The best parts, I've worked in this boys camp for inner city kids for 30 years in the Sierras. I'm teaching high school to inner city kids and being an advocate for them, because that's what he was for me. And I've never regretted any of that. And there was a time when I thought, I don't have all the money, and I could take my accomplishments to my father, and he would understand. He would understand what that was about. So who is my father? What's his legacy to me? The sense of humor, the playfulness, that alone is enough. But he also, he had a passion for making the best of life. Whatever was offered to him, he would. I remember him coming home with fingers all dark from charcoal. He's just drawing all these naked fat ladies. He had an artist course, or his archaeological dig, in UCLA, because he was so fascinated with archaeology and history. He'd come back, with swollen from poison oak from doing the dig, and he'd be so excited when I'd come back from my botany classes, and I'd be talking about all the different types of plants, and those kinds of moments. And I remember him being tipsy and dancing. And he hadn't a clue what the steps were about. He didn't even need to know the steps. He just dance, you know? And I was, the trip to Yosemite. So my father knew he was going to die. He didn't really tell my mother or my sister that he was ready to go. And he told me, he said, I've had enough of this. And that was months ago. It was not nice, the body parts one by one going out. And so it's kind of, I said I wanted to give him something. And where we had bonded the most, and was the most of us, was these backpacking trips and the being in Yosemite and so on. So I said, well, you know, let's go to Yosemite. He was like thinking, well, all my life is going to end in this room looking up at the ceiling. And I said, no, we can do this. And my mother and my sister and my wife said, yeah, we can do this. So that was a gift that I said, you know, this was a nice gesture to us, Dad, you know, where we had made the connection. And which the bastard in the little wheelchair all over Yosemite, you know, and he did, you know, he's looking at El Capitan, and I had to carry him to get him to the Merced River. He told me he wants to have his ashes put in the Merced River in Yosemite Valley. And so that was a wonderful ending to say goodbye in a you know, not a goodbye in a bed, but goodbye in you know, the best of this country and the best of the national parks. And so, when we came back to the hotel, which is also along the Merced, I was wheeling him around, and there was a big room with a jukebox, and there was an attractive couple there, and they, you know, put some music in there, and it was Hotel California, and and that's his favorite song. So here it is with me in Yosemite, saying goodbye to life, and here we go to this room, and Hotel California. You know, it's like what a delightful coincidence. And he was excited about it. So in the wheelchair, he's telling these people, you know, he's telling them it's his favorite song, you know, how wonderful that is. And but you know, my father's cuteness, it kind of left, and it became a little scary to them, and they felt awkward, and they put that, you know, smile on their face, like, you know, he's mentally retarded because they couldn't understand what he was saying. And you know, I'm there, okay? I'm ready to punch these people out. You know, here it is. I'm taking my father on this, you know, at least guilt trip him so I'll never forget this. You know, how dare you? You know, and I was getting into that feeling, you know, how that he does not deserve to be treated like he's a mentally retarded kind of person. And but the music was playing. And as much as my father's body would allow, and as much as his singing would allow, he was dancing and singing.
Awesome.
So that's what my father left with me. You know, no matter what body parts you have left, no matter how much time you have left, you know, dance and sing. Take advantage of